Hey everyone, welcome to the West Coast Barbell Club Exercise Library. Right now, we're going to have a look at your comp bench. Okay, comp bench simply means your paused bench press variation that meets powerlifting standards. Okay, not that everyone that I work with is a powerlifter, but so that we've got the same standards across the board, we meet those standards as per used in powerlifting competition, where the bench press is one of the contested lifts. So in a powerlifting competition, we have to pause our bench presses at the bottom, and we can only press them once we get a press command. Okay, to do these at home with or without a training partner, you don't need to be giving each other commands. Okay, however, we do want to pause the bar until it's at least still in the bottom position before pressing. Okay, so just to go through the fundamental technique, or how I coach it at least. Okay, we're going to try and make sure that we initiate our setup by getting on the bench and squeezing our shoulder blades as tight together as possible. Okay, so squeezing back and down. I choose to do that by rowing myself towards the bar, laying my shoulders back down on the bench, and trying to feel like I'm getting into a nice healthy arch where I'm pulling my feet underneath me a fair bit. Okay, and trying to make my bum almost weightless on the bench. Okay, the majority of the weight felt through my body should be shoulders into the bench and feet into the floor. Okay, my bum should be almost weightless on the bench if I'm getting to a nice tight setup. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Getting into position here, already thinking about getting nice and tight in my setup. I'm going to row myself towards the bar, set those shoulder blades down, squeezing my chin to my chest to get my bum almost weightless. Okay, from there I'm going to roll the bar to the front of the hooks. I'm going to set my grip width, which for me is about first finger on the power ring, which is wider than most. Okay, on both sides, still keeping my upper back nice and tight. From there, I'm going to squeeze the bar out of the hooks and bring it over my chest simultaneously. You'll see here how my wrists, elbows and shoulders are in line. Lowering the bar to the top of my abs, pausing briefly and pressing. Before re-racking the bar at the end of the set. Okay, people's contact point and grip width is going to vary a fair bit. Okay, if you're doing these for the first time, I normally recommend a thumb's length grip off the edge of the knurling. Okay, so taking a thumb's length off the edge of the knurling. Okay, like I say, I'm slightly wider than that. The key to the bench press for me is keeping the bar loaded over the wrist with a relatively flat wrist position, and keeping your wrist over your elbow for as long as possible throughout the movement. Okay, at the top of the movement, our wrist, elbows and shoulder in line. In the bottom of the movement, our wrists and elbows should still be in line, and the bar is going to move in a path that allows us to stack those joints for as long as possible throughout the movement. That for me is how we bench press efficiently. Okay, that's our comp bench with a pause at the bottom. Okay, there's a number of different variations of those that you'll see over the course of the coming videos. Okay, but if you've got any questions about that one in your program, feel free to ask and I'll be happy to help. That's our comp bench. Thank you for watching.